How can I fix my crooked cueing? I saw Snooker on the TV and that was the end of it. Well done, Dave Gilbert, for winning his first ranking tournament. Excellent stuff, mate. Well done. Bonjour, assalamu alaikum. Hello, and welcome back to the Snooker Shed. So what we're going to do today, what we're going to look at is straight cueing part 2. It's okay saying this is how you straight cue, but what happens when you can't? So what we're going to look at is what I've done over the last nearly 3 years to get myself diagnosing the problems that I've had in straight cueing. And we're going to look at them here, and by the end of the video, you're going to be able to cue much better. That was cue much better. The very first thing I'm going to do is very simple. All I'm going to do is pop the red and watch where the red goes into the pocket and watch where the cue ball goes in behind the red. Pretty easy stuff, you would think. But if you noticed what I did, the red and the cue ball went in just slightly different. So that means the shot wasn't played dead straight. So what is the significance of the cue ball not going directly in behind the red? A lot of people out there would be satisfied with that and say, hey, it worked. But that's not the case at this long distance. As soon as you go to 10, 11, 12 feet on this table, that's a missed shot or a very poor positional shot. So what I'm going to do, usual drills, wee bit of chalk, set up this shot, nice and simple, and I'm going to try this 10 times. Let's see if I can get some consistency with the cue ball and see where it goes. There you go, so 10 shots. Why 10 shots? It could be 50, but I would say 10 is the minimum to give you a good idea of what's actually going on. Now to record your 10 shots, or your 50, or whatever you want to do, there's a PDF down in the description, and it's a wee drawing that you can just maybe put a blob of ink with each time the ball goes in. You could also get a camera just like this and record it, get your mate also to record what's going on. So what did we learn from this? I've learned that my cue ball on more occasions is going slightly over to the left hand side. That information is crucial. It's so important because now we've got a starting point to start to diagnose what's going wrong when I'm not doing it correctly. So let's look at the first part of the diagnosis, and I'm going to go for the aim. And how do we do that? We use this special ball that I have on the table. This is Nick Barrow's ultimate training ball. This isn't a sales pitch. This is something that I've used over the last 3 years consistently. It is an absolutely great wee bit of kit, and I've found loads of scenarios where I've thought this comes in handy. If you want to go and have a look at it, the link will be down in the description. This takes away the pressure of not seeing the centre ball and hitting it perfectly. Now we've got this aid to help us aim. All I'm going to do is play the exact same shot, 10 times, 50, whatever you want, and record the same way. But this time, I'm going to focus on my point of aim as the red dot. I'm going to make sure that the cue ball strikes there. And if it doesn't, I'm taking notes in my head all the time. Then we watch the ball go into the pocket and the cue ball follow in, take a note where they've went. Now, to learn that, you have to stay down on the shot. I know I'm nagging on to you about this, but it's super important that you stay down on the shot. And you also notice that I'm playing this at a nice, easy pace so that you've got time to see what's going on. And if it did fix your problems, happy days. But what to do now then is try it at longer distances and see how we got on with that. So let's go back to those results then. I noticed I'm still slightly off to the left, but I do think that every time I was hitting that red dot. So let's diagnose a stage further and let's look at where we're striking the cue ball to see if the cue ball is going offline. And I'm going to use this ball again because on the back side here, it's got these green up and downs and left and rights in red. So I could now focus my tip on the same point on the cue ball every time. We do the same again. It's your 10 or 50 shots, whatever you want to do. And we're focusing that point of aim on now, which is the red ball. But if you're lucky enough to have 2 balls with centre spots or points of aim, that's great. And then we do the same again. Nice and slow, we'll watch the red, we'll watch the cue ball, we'll watch the pocket. Then you're going to take the results for that and see where you've gone. See if it was the problem with striking the cue ball, maybe slightly left, slightly right. Top wee tip here is when you play this shot, loads the chalk on your cue. So when you actually strike the cue ball, what will happen is the cue ball will get marked with the chalk and that will remain there so that when you fish it back out the pocket, you can have a look. So with these simple exercises, what we're looked at is the reaction of the balls from the action of the cue. But what if you miss the shot before you even strike the cue ball?